So, I just beat EndWalker, as you can tell by the credits. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little watery-eyed. It was a really good finale. I figured I would just review it to the credits. Just because that's already like easy gameplay. But that being said, because there are credits, I'm gonna go into heavy spoilers. Very heavy spoilers. So, be ready for that. Let's start from the beginning, I guess. The queues. The queue time. I'm gonna white knight for Final Fantasy just a little bit and say that's not really their fault. There was a giant explosion of players. Came in like June or July that they were not expecting at all. And the servers just got blindsided, the devs got blindsided. So I really don't think the queues are the devs' fault. That's just luck. But at the same time, the surgence of popularity, I think, is a good thing. Because at the end of the day, I really like this game. Love this game. And I want everyone to play. So, thanks Asmongold for showing the world Final Fantasy. There are a few things I didn't like about it, though. One, there were times, I understand it's Final Fantasy first, MMO second, but that being said, you put down the controller a lot. I feel like the first 6 hours is just all exposition. You do absolutely nothing those first 6 hours. And then you get to a dungeon. And then a little bit more. Garlemald is great, though. Love Garlemald. But there are times where it feels like a visual novel with dungeons in it. Because it is so slow sometimes. There were times where I just completely lost the plot. I'm like, I have no idea what's going on. I'm bored. I just want to swing my giant anime sword. My second problem was Zodiark. They built up Zodiark for like 10 years. And they kind of just used them as like a throwaway primal. And now since I beat that game, I understand. So I'm less harsh on it now. But that being said, I'm still kind of upset because I think they could have done more with Zodiark. One of my first notes is, I said, I wish it went Return of the King, where it's just Heidelin's army versus Zodiark's army for like the whole expansion. But I'm gonna take back that critique now, since I've seen how it ends. The places are really fun too, actually. Old Charlian, just a college campus on an island. It didn't wow me. Never wowed me though. I thought that was absolutely amazing. I love it when MMO takes you to unique places. Places you don't see in video games a lot. So, like, we see the castles a lot, we see the volcanoes a lot, we see the Japanese dojos a lot. But the Indian-inspired terrain was really original, really unique. I loved the big elephants, and I loved the atmosphere of it. And the dragon behind the curtain was a really cool moment too. Garlemald was what it should have been, just a destroyed city. The moon was totally taken from Mario Odyssey. Like, no joke. That's when I was on the moon, I was just singing that Jump Up Superstar song. It was funny. It's just, that was straight up Mario Odyssey. Straight up Mario Odyssey. Oh, I forgot what it was. The Garden of Eden place? I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head. When you go back in time. That part dragged a little bit, I'm not going to lie. As cool as it was to see Fandaniel... okay. I understand why it was there now. Because they needed to set up Meteon and Elmic Silch. So, I understand, but it still felt like that area dragged a bit. However, it was cool getting to know, like, Hydaelyn, Elmic Silch, and the third one. Hythios or something. Hythios? His name escapes me, I'm sorry. And then the last area, where it's like the destroyed dead sun. That was creepy. That place was creepy. Dungeons were cool. Especially those last three. That last dungeon was gorgeous. I'm not even gonna lie. That last dungeon was absolutely gorgeous. I still don't care much for the Scions. I like the twins. They made me care about Urianger. I'm still not a fan of Thancred. I still hate Thancred. Yustola, yeah, you know, she's hot. Oh, Graha Tia, he's cool. Or Tia Graha, I don't know. Nidhogg! Still my favorite villain, honestly. I love Nidhogg. But anyways, back to subject at hand. They had me scared about Zenos. I was super afraid that Zenos was gonna become like the Vegeta, and the last thing I needed was like Vegeta anti-hero in Final Fantasy, because we're really congested with the characters, and I did not want a redemption arc for Zenos. So, I said earlier, when it's like slow, it is slow, like there's a lot of text, a lot of cutscenes. But when it lets you, when it's an MMO, the fights, the dungeons, that's when it's at its best, honestly. That Hydaelyn fight is a lot of fun. But the end of days fights, where you're fighting the Raven Girl, where she's throwing planets at you and crap, oh my gosh, that was insane. I loved every minute of that fight. I really want to do that extreme, but that extreme is gonna be insane. Fandaniel, he served his purpose. He died before he got annoying, so that's good. So, I do have this nitpick where King Turtle was a fun fight too. I do have a nitpick. It kind of, when everyone's doing noble sacrifices, it kind of undoes the noble sacrifice when you bring them back to life so quickly. But it's a Final Fantasy, so whatever. I'm gonna talk about it. I've already said spoilers. I've already spoiled this whole thing. There were so many moments. Every time I got bored and I wrote down, this sucks, blah blah blah, such a boring game, it does something to like absolutely elevate it. I got an emotional response from a throwaway elephant when he's like trying to save this baby. And he's chanting scriptures, trying to keep his stress level down so he doesn't become a demon. I was like kind of teary-eyed. My favorite moment though, my absolute favorite moment, without a shadow of a doubt, was that fight with Zenos. That ending was spectacular. I was scared. I was really scared. I'm like, this is the finale of a 10-year arc. You better pay it off pretty well. And I was afraid they weren't going to, but they did. They did. I felt very fulfilled with that ending. I don't think I'm gonna call this a review. I think I'm gonna call this a spoiler talk. Spoiler review? Spoiler talk? Let's talk spoilers? I don't know. I'll think of a name. Also, the Star Fox ending had me really emotional too. Because that was straight out of Star Fox. That ending. Where you're just like flying, the great fox is flying in, and all these people are waving to you and things. Square Enix just made a better Star Fox game than Nintendo does, so there's that. I don't think I'm gonna edit this video. I think I'm just gonna post the whole thing of me just talking. Might edit out some dry air, but other than that, you guys have no idea though to beat this game. Like, Halo came out yesterday and I chose Final Fantasy over Halo Infinite. I still haven't touched Halo Infinite. I really want to. I talked about it in a few videos beforehand, but what makes Final Fantasy different from other MMOs? From other games, actually, nowadays. It's not just an MMO genre thing anymore, it's just a game thing. You really feel the heart and the hard work that goes into this game. Destiny and Warcraft are just kind of money grabs at this point. Where as long as people are playing it, as long as people are paying for it, then it really doesn't matter. You don't feel that with Final Fantasy though, do you? It feels like an art, it feels like a craft. I do think the fan base gets a little too much though when they defend it. It is so hard to critique Final Fantasy. Trust me, I know. But we gotta critique the things we love so they could get better. I'm not gonna talk through the whole credits. I'm about to end it, but EndWalker was everything I wanted, I think. I wish there was more gameplay, though. That's my biggest... His face looks so stupid. But, that should be a scary face, but it made me laugh. I just wish it had more gameplay and a little less cutscenes. That's my only problem. That's my only problem with it. Sometimes it just put down the controller for like a long, long time. Other than that, it was everything I wanted. Alright, well. Yeah, I think that's what I want to say. EndWalker's totally worth it. This has been a spoiler chat. I don't think this is a review, this is just Final Fantasy spoiler talk. I think that's what I'll do. Alright, well, Artifact out. I'm gonna continue to watch the credits though, but I won't. Anyways, Artifact out.